John committed his crime here. His fate is for our king to decide. Or our queen.
We don't have a king or queen.
You're the most powerful people in Westeros.
Make
Choose
one.
one.
How has he just suddenly turned up? What a waste of a character.
My lords and ladies, I suppose this is the most important moment of our lives. What we decide today will reverberate through the annals of history. I stand before you as one of the senior lords in the country, a veteran of 2 wars, and I like to think my experience has led to some small skill in statecraft and an understanding.
You betrayed your own people as well, bear in mind. And your own uncle. Ah, I didn't even notice Sam there. I was not expecting to see him again. Interesting. Bran should decide.
Why just us? We represent all the great houses, but whomever we choose, they won't just rule over lords and ladies. Maybe the decision about what's best for everyone should be left to... well, everyone.
Maybe we should give the dogs a vote as well.
I'll ask my horse.
I suppose you want the crown.
Me? Imp. Half the people hate me for serving Daenerys, the other half hate me for betraying her. Can't think of a worse choice.
Who then?
Sansa. Or Jon Snow.
I've had nothing to do but think.
Or
These
Bran.
past 2 weeks. There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. Nothing can stop it. No enemy can defeat it. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
Bran.
The boy who fell from a high tower and lived. Who knew he'd never walk again? So he learned to fly. He crossed beyond the wall, a crippled boy, and became the three-eyed raven. He is our memory, the keeper of all our stories. Wars, weddings, births, massacres, famines, our triumphs, our defeats, our past. Who better to lead us into the future?
Bran has no interest in ruling, and he can't father children.
Good.
How do you know?
Sons of kings can be cruel and stupid, as you well know. That is the wheel our queen wanted to break. From now on, rulers will not be born. They will be chosen. On this spot are the lords and ladies of Westeros to serve the realm.
That's good. Democracy.
I
Yes.
know you don't want it. I know you don't care about power. But I ask you now, if we choose you, will you wear the crown? Will you lead the Seven Kingdoms to the best of your abilities from this day until your last day?
Say yes.
Why do you think I came all this way?
He knew that was going to happen. He knew it all along. Of course he did.
The Brandon of House Stark. I say aye.
I'm very happy that he's the leader. And I have predicted it. It's between him, Sansa and Jon.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Gendry is there?
Not sure I get a vote, but aye.
Aye.
Sansa was hoping it'd be her.
I love you, little brother. I always will. You'll be a good king.
But tens of thousands of Northmen fell in the Great War, defending all of Westeros. And those who survived have seen too much and fought too hard ever to kneel again.
The North will remain an independent kingdom, as it was for thousands of years.
Aye.
All hail Bran the Broken. First of his name, King
Can't come up with a
Bran
better
of the
name.
First Men. Lord of the Six Kingdoms. Scepter of the realm.
Lord of the Six Kingdoms.
Lord Tyrion, you will be my hand.
Oh, your grace, I don't want it.
And I don't want to be king.
I don't deserve it. I thought I was wise, but I wasn't. I thought I knew what was right, but I didn't. Choose Sir Davos. Choose anyone else.
I choose you.
You cannot.
Yes, I can. I'm king.
This man is a criminal. He deserves justice.
He just got it. He's made many terrible mistakes. He's going to spend the rest of his life fixing them.
As have you, Grey One. You've made terrible mistakes too. I am very happy. That's one of the best possible, well, endings. It hasn't ended yet. But for Bran Stark to be the king of the Seven Kingdoms, or the Six Kingdoms now, I'm very happy with that. And as I said, he is a history. He is himself Old Town in his head, as well as, you know, being there present. He's got the past and the future within him. So I think he's, you know, the perfect option to be king. Jon Snow never wanted it, and he'd rather just stay north, and that's great. Maybe he'll go, you know, to the true north and meet up with Ghost again and go beyond the wall and stay there. That would be amazing. Or maybe we'll have, I don't know what else. Sansa will obviously be Queen of the North. Jon Snow now, his one thing was to be king, so if he's not going to be king anymore, does that mean he's going to die anyway? Like I said, I hope he just goes north, meets up with Tormund the Ghost, never to return. That'd be an amazing ending.
Giving you to the Unsullied would start a war. Letting you walk free would start a war. So our new king has chosen to send you to the Night's Watch.
Yes. Exactly what I hoped.
The world will always need a home for bastards and broken men. You shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. The Unsullied wanted your head, of course. Grey One has accepted the justice of a life sentence. Sansa and Arya want to be freed, but they understand our new king needs to make peace.
Was it right?
Yeah, it was.
What I did?
What we did.
Doesn't feel right.
Say bye to your sisters.
Univalidis valoco. Sis. Suliva vajonat.
He wants to go where Miss Sunday was from. Because he promised he'll go back there with her. That's nice. Maybe he'll live a peaceful, nice life there with the rest of her people because of the stuff he's done.
Forgive me.
The North is free thanks to you.
But they lost their king.
Ned Stark's daughter will speak for them. She's the best they could ask for.
Is Arya going to be her hand then? Or Brienne, maybe?
You can come see me, you know, at Castle Black.
I can't.
You think anyone will dare tell you women aren't allowed?
She leaving
I'm
Westeros?
going back north.
Where are you going?
What's west of Westeros?
I don't know.
No one knows. It's where all the maps stop. That's where I'm going.
You have your needle?
Right here.
Well, that is her. She's her own person.
I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me.
You were exactly where you were supposed to be.
I'm actually tearing up. This is quite emotional. Gonna rip Jaime Lannister out. She's gonna write her own passage in there, maybe. Made Brienne of Tarth a knight. She's adding his whole story. And Sam's the Meister. And Bronn is back. For no reason whatsoever, just randomly returned.
What's this? A Song of Ice and Fire. Archmaester Eberle's history of the wars following the death of King Robert. I helped him with the title.
I suppose I come in for some heavy criticism.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, he's kind to me.
A bit.
I would have guessed.
I don't believe you're mentioned.
Even worse. Even worse than having something bad said about you.
And Drogon? Any word?
He was last spotted flying east to
Farther away, the better.
Perhaps I can find him. Do carry on with the rest.
As you wish, Your Grace.
Sir Podrick.
Oh wow, Brienne made him a knight.
Lord Davos, we have an armada to rebuild and forts to repair.
We have. These projects will begin as soon as the Master of Coin and Lord of Lofty Titles provide funds.
The Master of Coin looks forward to helping the Master of Ships, but we have to ensure we're not wasting coin, or soon there won't be no more coin.
Oh, they love each other.
You're Master of Grammar now, too.
Grand Mate.
Well, speaking of builders, all the best brothels burned out. The Master of Coin is willing to fund reconstruction.
Nothing ever changes, does it? It all leaks back to bickering and sex workers. That's the Game of Thrones I know. Please let Ghost and Tormund be there. Yay! Knew it. I bloody knew it. At least he's not alone. All going their separate ways. They're all in charge of their own destiny. I love this ending. They're all doing their own thing. They're all leading. They're all kings and queens at the end of the day. And Ghost. That makes up for him not petting Ghost earlier. This is like the end of season 4, with Arya going off in the ship to Bravos. This music is beautiful. The Starks got their own ships. There's no point in staying Night's Watch. They don't need a Night's Watch anymore because there's no White Walkers anymore. They don't need the wall. Never been this quiet during an episode. And I'm quite emotional, as you can probably tell. Oh, you know what? They made up quite a bit for the last episode. I really didn't like the last episode, but this time round, they really did, because it ended in one of the possibilities that I really wanted it to end. And actually, I wanted Bran Stark on the throne more than I wanted Jon Snow on the throne, and definitely, obviously, not Daenerys. After the last episode, Bran getting the Iron Throne makes a lot. Bran Stark getting the Iron Throne makes a lot of sense, and I'm extremely happy about that. Daenerys had to die, and she had to die either by Jon Snow or by Arya Stark. And I'm glad it was Jon that killed her. And she was killed in actually a very similar way to the way Roose Bolton was killed by his son, Ramsay Bolton. And it's the ultimate betrayal. He killed his queen, but he did it so that he didn't betray pretty much the rest of Westeros and rest of the world that he lives in at the end of the day, because she would have continued to slaughter and to kill men, women and children to free them. That's her way of showing mercy, but what she would be doing is just killing a huge amount of people, and then whoever's left will be so scared that they bow down to her out of fear and not out of necessity or out of love, and she had to die in that respect. Drogon, I was hoping Jon Snow would get Drogon, but I'm so happy he didn't. Just flew off with Daenerys and never to be seen again, although Bran Stark's looking for him. Jon Snow going back north was the perfect end to that. I loved the fact that he got to go to the true north again, see Tormund, see Ghost. I wasn't expecting to see Tormund or Sam again. I'm happy I saw Tormund again, because I thought that was the last time he would see Tormund and Ghost, and possibly he would die down south or become the King of the Seven Kingdoms. But that didn't happen, and I'm happy with that. And he finally got to pet Ghost. You know, a lot of people criticise that in what was it, episode 3 and 4, there was barely any interaction whatsoever, but it's because he had a dragon at that time, and you know, now there's no Daenerys and he's gone north, he doesn't have them obligations anymore. I'm glad every single one of the Starks is effectively a leader, a king, a queen. Jon Snow's now gone far north where he's not needed anymore for the wall, because there's no White Walkers to defend against at the walls, so he's banned the wall, gone to the true north, and leading all of the, you know, the people beyond the wall. And Sansa's Queen of the North, which is a separate kingdom, so now there's 6 kingdoms, not 7. Arya Stark is a queen in her own right. She's doing her own thing. She's discovering a new land that's not even on the map yet, and she's going to conquer that land and go on an adventure, if there is any land to conquer, that is. And that is her. She was saying, you know, it's not her to be Lady of Winterfell. It's not Nymeria to join with Arya Stark. Nymeria wanted to do her own thing, and so does Arya Stark. And at the end of the day, she's her own individual person that needs to do her own thing. And I think that's a perfect ending for Arya, and I love that. Tyrion becoming hand to Brandon Stark. Brandon Stark's obviously king of the 6 kingdoms. And with all those people around him, Brienne, I'm surprised didn't stay north to defend Sansa or to be her hands, but fair enough. She's now a knight. And Podrick, she made Podrick a knight, amazing. I'm glad actually she's written more of the history for Jaime Lannister, so it wasn't all in vain, him just going back on everything he, you know, has been building up to, like he did in the last episode. I love the dialogue between Tyrion Lannister and Jon Snow. I thought that was really nice, and Jon was being really stubborn at first, even defending Daenerys after everything she did. I don't understand why he was doing that. He must know right from wrong. He does know right from wrong. But he realised, after Tyrion convinced him quite convincingly, again, you know, he's been very clever, not been that clever this season so far, and Jon Snow killed her. And the way Drogon mourned her and then melted down the Iron Throne, perfect end to just this whole fight. With the Iron Throne there, everyone's going to fight over the Iron Throne, and the Iron Throne was the cause of so much damage and upheaval and destruction over the last thousands of years through Westeros and through the 7 Kingdoms. So melting it down effectively destroyed all the greed and all the ego that the throne being there represented. And I love that they started rebuilding King's Landing. That was great. I love all the bickering, and you know, it's back to square one in a way with where their priorities stand in terms of rebuilding the city. But I quite like that. There's always, it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be fully peaceful. There's always going to be brothels. There's always going to be problems with money and stuff like that. And it's politics and it's democracy, and it's now a democratic process. It's not by birthright. It's by democracy, and the Lords are going to choose their new king and their new queen, which is great because Brandon Stark's not going to have any children. So either he needs to name an heir, whether it's Sansa's child or whatever, or they're going to decide after his death who to choose, which is great. That's, you know, that's democratic. That's democratic at the end of the day. You know what? That was a great ending. I'm so happy it ended that way. There were still some issues with rushing. Obviously, only 6 episodes. What can you do? Directly after, you know, pretty much Tyrion got arrested and put into the cell, and Daenerys was killed. You know, a week went by, and the snap of your fingers. I can't even snap fingers. There you go. And he's already grown a long beard, and everyone from the north, all the lords and ladies, have already come down to King's Landing without any, you know, any sort of in-between transport, anything like that. So it was a bit rushed, and Jon Snow managed to make it to the north really quickly. But I love the goodbyes between them, between Bran, Jon Snow, Arya Stark, and it was really emotional. It actually brought tears to my eyes, because they'll still be siblings, they'll still be, you know, they'll still be the pack of wolves, and they'll never be apart, you know, in their heart and in their mind, but they have to all go their separate ways like lone wolves, you know, and lead their own packs. And that's exactly what puppies do, you know, when they grow up, whether it's wolf puppies or dog, you know, well, wolf puppies obviously, when they grow up, they have to leave their parents, and they have to leave each other and start a new pack, or join a new pack. And that's exactly what the Starks are doing, and that, I think that the symbolism there works really well with their house. The only death is Daenerys, from what I remember. So only one more death. I'll add that to the board at the end, and most people have survived, and most houses have still survived, to be honest with you. Daenerys had to die. She died too quickly, and she didn't even have any final words, and I was expecting her to maybe have some final words. She had nothing. And in a way, I don't mind that. Not after last week. I don't mind her not having any last words. Grey Worm, you know, he needs to make up for all the ill that he's done. You know, he may not like Tyrion, or maybe unhappy with Jon the way things have gone down, but he has slaughtered a lot of people, and he has caused a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of destruction himself. So to go to the island of Narth, where Missandei's from, which is a very peaceful island, hopefully he's going there to reflect on himself and to live a peaceful life, never to fight again, never to be in war again. And that does great service for Missandei and for the memory of Missandei, but also it's a way of him atoning for his sins, so to speak. Yeah, overall, and again, the episode visually stunning, but in a completely different way to last week. No action, but it's just really stunning in the way it looked, and with the camera pans and with the transitions, especially transitions at the end between the Starks, and transitions between them putting swords in their sheaths and walking down corridors and everything like that. It is just amazing. Arya Stark, the end of season 4, I think it was the end of season 4, when she was on that boat ship sailing to Bravos. It ended in the same way, with her sailing to the west, and no one knows what's to the west. Queen of the North for Sansa, King of the North for Jon. I can't think of anything better to happen. I still don't like the way Cersei died. I still think it was the worst death she could possibly have had. I don't feel sorry for her, and you know, she did die a victim's death, and she died in the arms of her lover. I don't think that should have happened. I personally, you know, a slight remedy to that, she could have just died alone without Jaime being there, and that would show her that everyone around her is gone, and it's a result from, you know, all the decisions that she's made. She's brought it on herself at the end of the day, and Jaime could have died a hero, but that never happened, and it's a shame. But I just love how everyone's story arc ended. This was an almost perfect ending for me, and I'm very relieved, because after the last episode I was really thinking they're gonna mess this series up completely, but that was a perfect ending. It was emotional enough. We didn't need any shocks to happen in this episode. It was just a wrap up. It's the end of the series. We didn't need lots of, you know, things to happen. It wasn't a shock that Daenerys died. It was gonna happen. It was inevitable. Yeah, so good, and I'm so happy. And now we got to wait for the next Game of Thrones TV series, a prequel. I don't know how far in the past it's going to be. Maybe it's set in the future. We don't really know any information yet. And when it comes out, I'll be reacting to the Lord of the Rings prequel, which I'm really excited for. That's going to come out first, I'm guessing, because I've already started planning that. And I will be reacting to Stranger Things on July the 4th when it first comes out. So come back for those, and keep watching anyway for all my other trailer reactions and film reviews and gaming, and make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Make sure you're back.
We do